The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the October 12th, fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have a great day and a great weekend. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the good in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we get to go check out the circumstance of these markets. We get to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are doing at just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm grateful for your presence here, but most importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone, dial on in 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, let those fingers do the walking. You can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. And in the Tiger's Den, you know, any ping will do, Vasily. Not calling you silly. You've got to go to the hunt for Red October for that one. All right, folks, let's go ahead and get this show started and on Fantastic Friday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. And if you blink, you're going to miss the market out here. So let's get to it. Right now, we've got the Dow trading up 129 points. S&P's up 20. NASDAQ 100 up 129 points as well. That's nearly 2% to the upside. Russell is in the red, off 6 points. Semis are up a little over 1%, 16 points. Truly, if you blink, it may be down 100 points in a minute. But we'll take a look at what the markets are trying to communicate to you and I at 108. We'll see if we get that confirmation at 130, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a momento. You got the spot volatility index finally trading a bit lower, off by 21 pennies. That's 1%, not less than 1% to the downside. Gold's off $5. Silver is flat. Light sweet crude is basically flat, up a dime. You've got Amazon up $55, so 3%. Booking Holdings is up 23. Google's up 19. Tilray's up 11. To the downside, Huntington HII down $6. PNC Financial off 8. Mercado Libre down 5. SVB Financial down about $6. So let's go see what are the markets doing. Now, this is really kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool. Why do I think it's kind of cool? I just did a workshop for subscribers on Tuesday of this week where we took a look at the A to B equals CD pattern. We took a look at the Gartley buy and sell, the butterfly patterns out there. And as we come to you at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the market is going to communicate what it's doing to, let me just go show you, right? So here's what we know. Here's what we know that took place since you and I were last with each other. And that's this. Remember the pattern? Remember, we went through the 6 or 7 different signals. The market was forming a bottom. And I know, I heard everybody out there say, and they were doing one of these things to me. Rhodes, you're wrong. And I may be wrong, but I said, hey, here's the one thing that I want to see for the confirmation. We did get that yesterday. Yeah, this is taking a look at the 5-hour chart. 5-hour energy chart, by the way, for the NQ. And you can see all those black arrows, and each of those black arrows identify. What movie does that come? You got to identify. That's right, My Cousin Vinny. In this case here, all those black arrows identified bottoms inside the NQ. Not short-term bottoms, by the way. Bottoms that went to new highs in most of the cases. In fact, that one went to a new high. That one eventually went to a new high. Yeah, boy, isn't that something to think about? Now, we take a look at these markets. So that's a 5-hour chart. Now what you and I are going to do is drop down to the 30-minute chart. Now, that was in the NQ. By the way, it did it in the ES. It did it in the Dow. 5-hour chart as well. So I want to go to the ES and the NQ, and the reason I want to do that is because when we take a look at their 30-minute chart, and again, I don't know how this is going to end. We can blink. It's 111. By 1:30, this pattern could not confirm. But if we had to confirm it right now because the candle session was over, then what we have here is your old-fashioned Gartley buy pattern off of that bottom from yesterday, which if we just simply go back to the other chart there that has identified significant bottoms in the marketplace, you just got your first Gartley buy. Now, many of you listen to Larry Pesavento's show. You've listened to him for years out there. And what does he tell you? And what does H.M. Gartley tell you? Buy that first Gartley pattern. Yeah, and so we may have it out here. So, and we may not. What's required? One of the requirements is that we get a bullish reversal candle. And as I said, this candle is not going to confirm for another 18 minutes out here. So anything could happen. But if you do get that bullish reversal candle, this is the ES mini out here, then there's a couple of different options that could take place. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to a 30-minute chart on my other, my e-signal screen. And the reason I'm going to do that is because the tools are a little bit easier to grab and easier for you to see for all of you home gamers out there. So let's take a look at the, which basically is everybody, because nobody's in the office here with me. So now let's take a look at the, so every Gartley pattern, it has 5 different outcomes. Let me delete this here. And those 5, by the way, this would be the equivalent of a 0.618 to 0.786 Gartley if it forms. We just don't know just yet. And we'll take a look at that certainly at as we get into the 1:30 session out here. But the 5 different outcomes are you're just simply going to do a retracement of that pattern. So let's take a look at our retracement. That's the A to D. At this stage here, we're going to call the low coming in at 1 o'clock, the actual D point. And you're already at the 0.382 retracement. So you see the 4 different retracements, 0.382, 0.618, 0.786. And then you've got your 100% move of a move. We're showing 4 outcomes right here. And we don't know which of the outcomes we will see, or even if we'll get there. Again, you've got to get the cavalry on board here, and you need to see a bullish reversal candle. But if we do, and you get through that move of a move, you get to outcome number 5. And outcome number 5 would be the A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. And then you just look for the pattern to continue to complete out here. And that the A to B equals CD pattern to the upside, depending on how price moves over the next several hours. Why is that gone? Let me get the price object. Give me a second here to edit the chart. I must have done something. And we're going to go ahead and change that. Let's put those numbers on the left-hand side. Where is it? Text on left. Oh, that was nice. I do text on left, and and the whole thing disappeared. Wow. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now we can see it. So what we've got here would be 2805, 2824, 2849. So the Dow is doing the same thing. The reason I can't show you the NQ out here is because it doesn't have an A to B equals CD to the downside. All it did off of that low was a 0.382 retracement, give or take. So when we get back to this break, let's go check in with Garo in California. And then at about 1:31, we'll see if we got that bullish reversal candle in the ES and in the Dow. And if not, it says prices can move lower. It's just that simple. We'll be right back. I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary power law vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no-questions-asked money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 1 1/4, S&P's up 17. Now, if you ever get an email from Garo, he's going to sign it PS. And that stands for Parabolic SAR, because he is the king of the Parabolic SAR, the stop and reverse system that was taught by J. Wells Wilder. Garo, how are you today?
I'm very good. How about you, sir?
I'm doing very well. Nice to hear your voice. Thanks for calling. And have you been trading square to the downside since looks like maybe October 9th or 10th?
No, I started to go downside at $90.82 when on the daily chart, the 5-day slided down the 21-day.
I see that.
From that,
I see that.
Yeah, 90.82. That's where I started to go short on that. Until yesterday, I was in short. And one thing I was going to ask you that, where do you see how far this is going to go lower?
Well, the question is the bounce that is going on. So you've had a straight line move from the high on October 1st down to yesterday's low. And the question is, one, is it a bottom? We don't have any kind of signal to suggest that that's it. All that it's doing thus far today is dealing with the gap to the downside, which is a low from October 10th. Which is 76.90, and yesterday's volume was pretty big, 63 million, but today's is not too bad. It's 27 million. We're kind of halfway through the show, so so at this stage here, there's no indication that this has reversed just yet. However, just want to point out, if you're going to ask me at the beginning of the week. If you're going to ask me, you called, you said, hey, Steve, where do you see support inside of Square on a weekly basis? We would have given you the figure of 66.18. And
yes.
This for me, because that is the bottom of a weekly profile out here, and it hasn't busted through that level. It was tested. Now, what it's doing today is it's still trading inside that weekly box. So what I'd be watching today would be 75.09. If it closes above that, that would tell me that this has more of a bounce in its step to the upside.
Yes,
Okay.
I know that, but the bottom, I don't think the bottom is ended yet. If you look at the weekly chart,
Yeah.
if you look at the weekly chart, you think it's going to come to hit that 50-day moving average, 57 and change?
Well,
Or,
if I let me change it.
$65 is going to be the bottom. Is going to come down one more time and hit that 65, which is on the daily chart on the 200-day exponential.
So you use the moving averages, beautifully out there, because it's not really a part of my arsenal out here.
Yes,
What I have to do, what I have to do is say, until this thing closes below 66.18 on a weekly basis, all that it's done this week is come down and test a level of support, which is held. And so once you test support and it's held, you can't bust them down. Now maybe you're going to trade to the upside. It is that trade to the upside, if it can do that. If it can trade to the upside, that then has to be measured to say maybe this is forming an A to B equals CD to the downside. But I just don't have any information here as we speak at 122 to tell me that that today's high is it. It hit a level of support out here. I wouldn't be buying it necessarily, Square, but I just don't have anything else on my toolbox to assist us with this. And I think you get more information on Square probably on Monday. Tell me, what is it that you're doing right now? So you had been short. Yesterday, you exited your short position. And so what's your strategy today?
Nothing. I'm waiting to go to hit that 83.29. It's going to go up. It's going to be very temporary. Maybe yes, maybe not. $83.29 on a daily chart. That is the 50-day simple moving average. I think it's going to go up there, and then it's going to stop, and it's going to reverse.
Yeah.
Today I shorted Facebook, and I'm out of Facebook. I shorted twice, and I'm already out. But I haven't done nothing. It's very dangerous at this time to touch Square now. It's very, very dangerous to go high or low. It's at the no man's land at this place. So what I'm thinking is going to go up to 83.29. And from there, it's going to reverse, come down. Either it's going to test that 65 one more time, or it's going to go lower than that, and this time it's going to go to the weekly chart, which is 50-day simple moving average, which is $57 and change. It's going to stop there.
Sure. Now, are you using a shorter-term chart now that you're anticipating this bounce, or are you just going to stick with that daily 50-day moving average?
Yes, you're absolutely right. I do that on a short-term base, which is if you look at the 15-day, 15-day simple 15 minute, you'll see that 83 is something between the 200-day simple and 200 exponential, right in the middle of that.
Yeah. No, I see that. I see that.
15 minutes. That's where it's going to go up there, and it's going to roll down. This is what I'm thinking. Until I don't see something very solid, it has, the dot has to come down, and the candle is going to hit that dot. And when the dot comes down, then is the time to buy. Then it becomes on your system, the stop and reverse system, no doubt. So the only thing I wish I had more information on my charts that I could provide to you. The only thing I've got is it hit support, it held. I'd be watching the 75.09 area. If price is able to close above that, then it would signal to me probably you're going to get at least your bounce. Maybe you get more, I don't know, but at least that portion of the bounce. But support is held on a weekly basis. Even though it had big volume inside there, you got big volume everywhere across the market. Very good. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. I'll call you next week regarding the Square, and we'll talk more about it.
Sounds great. Would love to hear from you. Have a great weekend. Thanks so much for calling. That was Garo in California. He is a master of that J. Wells Wilder parabolic SAR system out there, which is very cool, which is really great. And so he actually has his own page here at TFNN, at least on Stevie's system. That way when he calls, I can at least bring that system up for you. You guys on Tiger TV, you can see the tools that he's using using out there, which is the 5, a 21, a 50, 200 day simple averages. And most of the trading applications out there have the parabolic SAR system, but he's figured out a way to master it and takes a look at different crossovers. The 5 and the 21 I know are extremely important to him. So we're just about to go to a breakout here. You've got the Dow up 150 right now. The S&P's up 20. The NASDAQ is up about 126. I think we get back to this break, we'll be at the bottom of the hour, and we'll be able to make a determination, do we have a confirmed Gartley buy pattern inside of the ES Mini on a 30-minute basis, that is. We'll know in a few minutes. We can't call it early around here, because if you blink in these markets, you're going to miss a lot. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching TigerTV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So 1:30 on the dot, and guess what? We blinked, and we did not get that bullish reversal candle. Not in the ES. See, you gotta wait. You did not get that bullish reversal signal. So without that, you don't have the Gartley buy pattern in place at all. Doesn't tell us necessarily, what it's going to do from here, but you don't have that signal on a 30-minute candle. You don't have it inside the ES. And so all the sellers must be listening in on this show too. They're like, hey, we cannot give that bullish engulfing candle. You don't have it. Well, you couldn't have gotten it on the YM. the Dow out here. It doesn't mean the patterns aren't active. They are. You just don't have some type of confirming signal. And then you would need some type of follow-through in the next 30-minute session as well. So let's go to a couple of questions that we have out here. And they're very few today. So don't forget, you can send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Just put radio show question in the heading. That would be great. And you can always call like Garrett did at 877-927-6648. So we've got two questions out here, two equities. One is Jagged Peak Energy. I believe they're both in the energy space out here. And the question, I suppose, is, where is this headed? And if we take a look at the 3 time frame charts out here, Coda, just to simply, utilize our market profiles as an indication as to where price might head, we can see that yesterday there was a close below the bottom of the daily box, and today, it tested the bottom of that box again and rejected it. So as long as this trades or closes below 1355, the signal would be that it's headed to the downside. Now, where to the downside? In this case here, the places that you and I would be looking at the previous swing point levels, which would be August the 15th. And that low is about 12.16, and then September the 10th, and that low was about 12.10. Now, before price would get down there, what I would say is where price is likely headed to would be the top of the box on the weekly profile, which is 1273. So I think you can see that on my screens out here. Now, if a Jagged Peak Energy can close above 1355, then it'll be back inside the daily box, and that would not be the call out there. My other time frame charts, I don't have anything here of significance to suggest to you, other than this is saying where price would want to head would be to the low of the September 18th session, which is 1274. Again, you're trading at 1327. So that's what I see when I take a look at the JAG. I hope that helps you out. I know you wanted to also take a look at EGY, so let's go do that. And EGY is the Valco Energy Inc. So EGY, and this actually looks very similar to a JAG. Take a look at yesterday on a daily profile level. What it did was it closed below the bottom of the box. Today it comes up and tests that bottom, which is $2.45, rejects it. And so in this case here, what you and I would do, again, we could go take a look at the swing point. The swing point that sticks out here is the trading session from August 7th. And the low there is $2 even Steven. So I would say that as long as this closes below 245, it would look to me like this is headed to either the August 7th bottom, or it could stop at about 220. And 220 is the weekly profile. We can see that, quite frankly, since August 13th, so a couple of months now, 2 months solid. This has really just been trading between 220 and 272, which is the bottom of the weekly profile and the center of the profile. So that is your consolidation area. If you're looking to get in it, it looks like this is headed lower. So you can watch for a test of that daily swing point if it does it on light volume. And then you see a sign of strength, and maybe just buy that next pullback. Otherwise, the monthly chart, what's opened there, is pulling back to 177. Now, this equity on a monthly basis had one heck of a move off of the bottom. So that was your sign of strength. That was the May 1st, that was the May of 2018 sign of strength, when there was 43 million shares that traded hands that month. Coda, what took place then? Do you know anything specific? But here, that is after some accumulation inside this equity, and we could say that the accumulation took place between March of 2016 and April 2018. So you had a two years worth of accumulation in this stock. And great that you got in at 91 cents. And this is like a textbook of the art of timing the trade out here. And then what you got inside this equity was a huge sign of strength. I mean, huge sign of strength, wide price spread, right? Accelerated volume, and now it's just kind of pulling back. So ideally, if you're already in at 91 cents, there's no reason that I see here to get rid of it. It would have to close below 177. But if you're looking to add to it, but of course we know it's just going sideways right now. Chug, chug, chug. And but the next buy point on this looks to me like, especially if you're in it for the long haul, would be about $1.77. Now the only caveat there, look, this wasn't always a penny-ish type stock. I mean, it has gotten up into the $10 range out there, but you know, this thing can be pushed around pretty easily. Not like there's a ton of volume. What I mean by that is during that accumulation phase on a monthly basis, there was only 4 or 5 million shares. And, you know, last month, as an example, 7.5 million shares. So looks like I'm glad you're in at 91 cents. I would see no reason to jettison out of this. Expect some lower price, but you know, no reason. I don't know what your time frame horizon was and what you were considering there. So no other questions in here. We know we didn't get that confirmation, which means that when we go off the air, we're not going to get a confirmation that I can give you on that Gartley buy pattern inside any of the 30-minute charts for the ES or the YM out there. So let's go take a look at a few other things. We'll find something to take a look at out here. Let's go back to the main screen. And boy, we've got fast-moving markets, don't we? Let's take a look at see some of the equities that are moving to the upside, see what they're doing. So let's take a look at Amazon. This is the same thing that you and I just did with Garo and what we just did with Coda in the den out here, and see if we can figure anything out. And let's put up Stevie's other chart, at least on the other screen, so I can take a peek and see if there's anything that we can see. So what's interesting about Amazon today on the daily chart, let me pull this screen over. We'll see if this actually means anything, but today is going to end up being a Tom DeMark setup 9 count. And because today's close is going to be below, well, I can't guarantee it. Looks like it's going to be below the close of the bar 4 bars ago. Has to get up into the 1860 type area, and it's right now trading at 1758. Of course, anything is possible. Now, do those 9 counts tend to identify a stalling of the direction in price? And I don't consider this bounce that we have as being like the C point of an A to B equals CD to the downside. Instead, what I see inside of Amazon on a daily chart is we can see that a few days ago, Stevie's green line went red. And typically what you get here is you get a test of price in Stevie's red line before it releases the next piece of information. Today's going to be a 9 count. It looks like Amazon wants to just stall sideways or move higher and go test Stevie's red line. That's priced at 1869. Steve Rhodes, TFNN. You're right.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. Jason Path has just launched his weekly newsletter, The Quantitative Edge, available only at TFNN.com. Right now, you can sign up for Jason's outstanding weekly report, including midweek updates whenever warranted, with a 30-day money-back guarantee included, so you have nothing to risk. Jason develops his trade recommendations by creating an ensemble of predictive and mathematical models trained on data by leveraging a variety of techniques, including market-based computer simulations. Jason then combines these these sophisticated predictive and analytical models with deeply researched macro outlooks to identify opportunities in a number of different markets for traders to act on. Whether you're looking to trade futures, equities, commodities like crude oil and gold, forex, or cryptos, Jason covers it all. Sign up for Jason Paff's weekly trading newsletter right now by visiting the front page of TFNN.com, and you'll find the Quantitative Edge under the Newsletters tab. TFNN.com, educating investors. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So Jeff writes in, says, can you look at PPLT? So PPLT is the ETF that tracks the spot price of platinum. So we know right now that the January 2019 contract is the active contract for platinum. And so you and I and Jeff are going to have to go take a look at that to get any kind of feel for what the ETF itself is doing, you know, PPLT. And the reason I want to do that for Jeff is that I believe that the market profiles that I would look at for you, Jeff, inside the platinum contract are going to be better than what we take a look at inside of the ETF. So the question is, do you see this following gold higher intermediate term? And what I can share with you is I don't have the knowledge to know if it moves, for example, tick for tick. I don't believe that it does, because they both have different uses. Platinum, right, has more of a has both the as both a so-called currency piece of it, as well as being utilized, you know, in manufacturing. Of course, gold is too. But so I don't know the answer with regard to whether it will follow gold or, you know. But what we can do is just go ahead and pay attention to what platinum is doing. And that might be better anyways, so that we just kind of clear our mind. And you're basically wondering whether you should hold on to PPLT. So let's do this. Let's go take a look at the January platinum contract. And here what we have are the 4 different time frames that I can share with you. So we've got, I can share any time frame, but right now I'm just going to use the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily, and the weekly. Now, if we start with the weekly time frame over to the right-hand side, it is going to close, it appears that it's going to close above the top of its weekly profile, which was 824.20. So on a intermediate term time frame, I don't know what your hold period was, this is a breakout. So that is positive. It is it's the first week in the last 4 where we've seen a close above the top of the box out there. So that looks pretty good. The daily time frame, let me just kind of expand the chart out here. The daily time frame shows that yesterday had a nice move. So, you know, as did gold, silver. And what it did yesterday was it closed back above the top of a bearish structured daily profile. The top out there, Jeff, was 841.80, and it's traded 840.20. And so you're in it. You'd sure like to see a close, a second close above the top of that box out there. So watch 841.80 today. What happens if it doesn't? Now, this is where I'm going to have to say, I don't know. The reason why I say I don't know is because the bar is orange, oftentimes, but not always. when you see an orange bar, you get a new profile the next day, which would be Sunday or Monday. It's not a guarantee. For example, we did have an orange bar out here, Jeff, on September 19th. We did not get a new profile the very next day. We did have an orange bar out here on July 20th, and we did get a new profile the very next day out here. Why is a new profile? Well, just simply would, if the new profile forms above this one, that's a bullish message to give you some new support and resistance levels as well. But right now, if on a daily basis it closes above 841.80, it'll join at least the sentiment of the weekly chart that says, okay, you're above resistance, and it should head higher. Now, head higher to where? In the daily time frame, head higher to where? Boy, that was a tough call. I guess I can look at the weekly. Maybe it's an easier call. And on the weekly, I'd probably be looking at the week of July 9th up and around the 866 area. But, on the weekly time frame, you're getting kind of this V formation, V for victory out here. So it looks like you have endured a bit of pain, but that pain may work itself out for you. On the 4-hour chart, it's good. You're mean and green. You're above all kinds of resistance. And right now, on a 1-hour basis, it's continuing to test the top of its 60-minute box, which is also priced, it's priced at $840.50, which is 10 cents below, 10 cents above where it's trading right now. Again, that's a bearish structured box, and you like to close above a bearish structured box because there's nothing more bullish than a failed bearish pattern. And in essence, from a resistance standpoint, that would be failed. So, Jeff, I hope that helps you out. I know you asked about PPLT. I'll put this up on the screen for you, but its profiles don't mean a thing, right? Here's the weekly profile. If we were just taking a look at this, whereas on the weekly for the metal, it's above resistance. Here, I would tell you 80.35 is resistance. Which one is right? I'm going to go with the actual metal, because here in PPLT, you're also dealing with whatever storage fees, or I don't know how they actually operate, right? But so they're hitting you up with some fees, so that's going to perhaps impact that. And when you have the underlying instrument, to me, that's most important. So thanks for writing in. Hope that helps you out. Let's see if we've got any other questions. No other questions by email. Any other questions in the den? Is there anything that somebody wants me to go ahead and pull up? Because I would be, happy to do that. Okay, so nothing. Not a zip. I'm on my own out here. That's okay. So what do we want to look at next? What do we want to look at? I guess we should look at the banking sector, huh? Because J.P. Morgan was out with earnings, and a few others today. I see Hunting or PNC Financial trading $8 to the downside. What's PNC actually doing out here? PNC is a ticker symbol. In this case, so not doing well. That's for sure. And it's tinkering with closing below the monthly profile. Not the end of the month or anything, but on a weekly basis, doesn't look good. It's broken through support, and looks like you've got an A to B equals CD to the downside inside of this equity. And the way that I would draw this at this stage, because the information that's released looks like PNC first target is 117. 14, but on a weekly basis, this is a wide-ranging bar coming down, so probably lower. Now, it looks like what PNC is doing is trying to set up a Gartley buy pattern. Remember, we were talking about that Gartley buy pattern and the ES and the Dow and so forth as a possibility to give us a guide as to really what's going to happen at the end of the day. Yeah, absolutely. In any event out here, looks like PNC Financial headed down to about the 108 area as we see right now. Let's take a look at J.P. Morgan, see what it's doing. Here's the weekly time frame for it. Much more solid than PNC Financial. In this case here, just a sideways move. You can see the consolidation. You can see the levels of support. Real support inside this is 104.62 to your 106.41. Rocco and Mike have a question. Okay, let's see. Mike's came in first, so let's go to him. Mike says, looks like Nugget has a dragonfly doji on a daily chart after yesterday's big up move. Would you add today? Would I add today? Let's go take a look at, well, first, we can't call the candle until the day's over. I couldn't do it on a 30-minute chart. I most certainly can't do it for you on a chart that's going to end at the end of the day at 1:50 in the afternoon. Would I add to it? The ad probably was at 14.18. It got down to 14.29. It's a tough call, Mike. The reason it's a tough call, let's take a look at why it's a tough call when I get back from this break. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you'd like to be the bank and get the type of interest they receive instead of the low interest rates they give to clients, then I have an investment you may want to take a look at. I'm offering 4-year secured first mortgages on buildable city lots in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment can be anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000 per buildable city lot. The interest paid is 7% per year, paid monthly. Depending on the investment, the income per month per lot ranged from $175 for a $30,000 investment to $437.50 for a $75,000 investment. If you are in the CD market, you want to look at this investment. St. Petersburg is located in Pinellas County, which is the densest county in Florida. If you're looking for an investment with your principal intact that pays a good interest rate, this may be for you. The supply is limited, so act now. For more information on these secured first mortgage opportunities, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190. Hi, folks. Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. So, Mike, you're asking the question, should you add to your nugget trade out here? And what I have up on my screen is the contract, is a daily contract for gold. We can see what gold's doing expressed in euros, yen, and pound sterling, and that's important too. And you're really right in between this little wedge out here, which is 1220.70. That's a previous swing point that has acted as resistance. That was from August 28th. It's tested it. It's rejected it. And the top of that daily profile, 1233.80. It's tough to say since, you know, it's such a small range out there. Obviously $13, but I'd say we don't have a clear signal from gold. I don't have a clear signal from gold. Needs to close above 1233 in order to give you, you know, that kind of a buy signal and add. So since you're already in it to win it, and we don't have a clear breakout really in gold, although it's starting to look pretty good, starting to look like Christmas, gold and euros. You got kind of, you know, it's trying to work on that V. Trying to work on that V for victory. We already got that inside of the gold in the yen. But gold priced in pound sterling is up against resistance too. I'm going to say sit tight right now. Sit tight over the weekend. And because you're already in a position out there. So to finish this off, let's go take a look at, for Rocco, he wants to take a look at, ticker symbol is NXTTF. And he's in at 21 pennies out there, just wants a long-term view. You know, it looks okay. I like what it's doing today, which is back inside its daily profile. Says that price ought to run up to 234. That signal will come when you see a move above, and it stays above 177. You're at 174 right now. Do 3 pennies make a difference? It will inside this equity. It's only priced at $1.74, but it looks okay. Looks okay as we speak right now. So, folks, thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned. Your favorite polar bear, David White. He's up next after David. Tom O'Brien, 3 to 5. I'll be back with you, God willing, a magical, marvelous Monday. Stay safe out there.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.